what's your most memorable basketball moment for you?
Like me playing or
you playing?
That's a good question. I've never been asked that. I mean, like this past week, making it to the Sweet 16, I think it is up there. Like,
I respect that.
Like here in America, like sometimes people, and especially internationally, people don't get how hard it is.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
They have no idea how hard it is. First of all, to make the tournament. Right?
Yeah.
Out of the other day, I was seeing there are 358 teams eligible for the NCAA.
That's right.
So first of all, making it to the March Madness is already like a successful thing.
Yeah.
But then winning 2 games and making it to the top 16, like that, I feel it's up there. It has to be up there.
Yeah. Then you think about all the practices.
Yeah.
And the two-a-days.
Yeah.
Like I feel you on
all
that.
the lifts and like rushing after class and going straight to practice and then study hall and then getting on the plane.
Yeah.
It makes it worth it.
All right, welcome to the Let It Fly show, the Sweet 16 edition. I am Michael Severe. He is Josh Jones, of course, of Creighton and Central High School. My kid finally drove his first day to school.
How was that, bro?
It was good. He found his parking. He first got lost. He ended up in the teacher's parking lot, which you can't be in there.
Yeah, I know.
And he got out of there and sent me a picture. Can I park here? I'm like, that's fine. Park there. So he accomplished a major milestone of driving to school.
How old is he again?
He's 17 years old.
Okay.
He's a junior, so he can't park yet in the senior parking lot.
Yeah.
So you got to park on the street.
My question is, what's his curfew, bro? Don't be a hater, man.
So he works.
Oh, okay.
And the latest he can work at Hy-Vee is 11.
Word.
Because they close.
Okay.
So that's essentially his curfew.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
He went to what do you call the homecoming dance, right? With the homecoming dance, and he called me. It was like 11:30, and I was like, "That's cool." He's with his friends, and he's like, "We're taking the bus home," and I was like, I grew up taking the bus when I was like 10, 11, so I'm like, "You're good."
Yeah.
They took the bus. They got home. They got in. That was cool.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
You know,
do he put the seat back or he like
he rides?
Was it 10 to 2?
Well, it depends. If he is in his car, which is my wife's old car, which years ago he wrote "Mom" on it with a rock, which she left it there. So now he drives a car that says "Mom" with a rock on.
Right.
If he's driving that, but when he's in the minivan, he'd be like.
In
the minivan. Like, what are you doing in the minivan?
Right. That's
Stop
what's up,
that.
man. Yeah,
we got a good show for you, of course.
Yep.
We'll preview.
It's tournament time, man.
It's crazy, man.
It's fun. Your bracket was busted the first week.
Creighton,
I already know.
So I have Creighton at this spot, but I have them losing to Arizona here.
I can respect that.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
No.
I can respect that.
Who is it? Yeah, it's Arizona. I have them losing Arizona at this spot, win the first 2 losing. Creighton is on the verge.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they beat Princeton, that would be the biggest win in program history.
Right.
And when I say that, people are like, well, yeah, I guess. No, it would be the biggest win in Creighton history.
For sure.
It's the biggest win in Nebraska basketball history.
Wow.
Because remember, Nebraska basketball has never won a game in the tournament.
True.
Creighton has gotten to the Sweet 16, but obviously never gotten to the Elite 8 unless you count back in the 40s when you only had 8 teams.
Yeah.
So you started off there, you know.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, this is everything. And they played. We talked earlier in the year when they were going through some struggles.
Yep.
That you have to be able to win in multiple ways.
Right.
The NC State game was about as opposite of the Baylor game as possible.
Yeah, I know.
And they won both.
Yeah, to me, I just think about the whole year and I think about this time right now. But in thinking about the bracket, like, honestly, anybody can win this thing. And as I think about Creighton coming up to this matchup against Princeton, it's like, are they really a Cinderella team or nobody really just watched them? The first round game was great.
Yeah.
The second round game, they won like definitively. Like,
they beat the hell out of Missouri.
Okay. They're really that good. But is it a bad matchup or is it really a Cinderella deal? I mean, I get the connotation of Cinderella.
because they're 15.
But I don't think that it's going to happen with Creighton like that. I think Creighton going to steamroll them, to be real.
We'll go over Princeton and what they did.
Yeah.
I'll give you this. The best team they played all year was Iona.
Ooh.
Okay, and Iona was a pretty good team. They're top 80 team.
Right.
And they lost that game by 8.
Yeah.
But they did lead at halftime. So they're not a bad ball club.
Right.
Right? Hey, they beat the team that Creighton lost to.
Exactly.
You know?
I think about stuff like
Creighton
that.
played Arizona in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
They played Arizona in the 50s, and they won.
Man.
So that shows you how you got to play a team like Arizona. How you can play a team like Princeton. Well, we'll get later in the show after we interview Francisco Farabello.
Yeah.
We'll get into Princeton and kind of break that down.
Former TCU player.
That's right. 3 years
Blue
at
Jay.
TCU.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude, just looking at his history. So Argentina, right?
Yep.
Was a kid in Italy.
Yep.
Has played in Greece. He's played in Canada. He's played in Spain.
Man.
He's played in the Bahamas. He's played everywhere.
He got the DNA of a professional basketball player, bro.
He's not afraid of anything.
Not
afraid.
at all.
He's seen everything.
About TCU, actually, one of my friends is Jerome Cole. His son, Jarek, they actually used to live in Omaha. Now he plays for TCU.
Oh, nice.
Right now. He actually hit the floater to go ahead to win, and then they just lost.
Oh, yeah. That game, I had them in my Sweet 16.
Man.
I had them in my Final Four. That was my sleeper team, and when they lost that game, I was like, I'm not even looking at the bracket.
Well, you know I got Creighton going further than this round. So
you have them at the bracket going to past this? Your original bracket?
I have Creighton going to the Final Four.
Okay. Hey, would that have been crazy if we were talking about it going back to October? If we're having the conversation in October, when people are saying they're a top 17, if I said to you, well, with the right bracket, obviously they could get to the Final Four.
I got 3 brackets. One bracket is my son's.
Okay.
You know, I always put them in bracket challenges so I can really have 2 brackets.
Okay,
I
get it.
Another bracket is like my biased bracket.
Okay.
And then my other bracket is kind of like, it's the unbiased bracket, but when it comes to Creighton, like, you know, I always, like, it's hard not to rock with the home team. I played, you know.
I understand. It's hard to pick against. I know guys who went to the University of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Who I've done shows with that refuse to pick anybody but Nebraska. Nebraska could be playing Ohio State and be a 40-point underdog, and they pick Nebraska.
Yeah.
Because you went to school.
I'm kind of like one of them guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I do know, and we were kind of talking about it. I do know that, like, you know, with any type of success, Creighton's doing good. There are a lot of people who don't want Creighton to win.
Oh man, it's a red state,
and that's okay
in a couple of different ways.
Yeah,
it's a red state.
Yeah,
and I understand that. That's just the way it works. I've lived. Look,
I'm a Jaysker.
And you can be, look, they don't have a football team.
Yeah.
So what football team are you cheering for Creighton? They haven't played football since like 1916 or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So, but look, I grew up in Louisiana where most people were LSU fans.
Right.
But there were a smattering of Tulane fans because either people went to school there or the Tulane basketball team was really good for a long time.
Yeah.
And so they cheered for Tulane's basketball team. That happens, but the majority, it's a purple state.
Yeah.
Just like this is a red state.
Right.
But at this point, with Creighton playing the way they are, with the opportunity to play a 15 seed, and again, we'll talk about Princeton and what they do well. But
talk
play
about feeding strawberries, bro. I'm not trying to overlook, like, you know, got to put some respect on Princeton's name.
I know, and look, I play.
I'm not trying to overlook
I have Bama winning it all, and Creighton could be playing Bama. Because, I mean, they're playing a San Diego State team that's played much better than I thought.
I'm one of those guys, too. Like, I can accept defeat when you lose to people that you're supposed to lose to on paper. You know, you feel me? So
no, I understand.
Yeah, you know.
I mentioned to you that it was a couple different kind of games, right?
Yeah.
You play NC State. You don't shoot well.
Yep.
You're like 3 or 20 or whatever from 3.
Yep.
But I believe you share the pill.
Yeah.
Right? You're usually going to have the team that has the better will.
Yeah.
They made 29 shots. Creighton did. 15 assists.
Man,
if you have over 50% of your buckets are off assists, that's some good playing.
It's one of those
things. Not shooting well.
I'm at the point now where I'm hearing people say, man, if Creighton shoot well, nobody can beat them.
Well, they shoot like they shot against Baylor.
Yeah.
And play.
Well, that's a little, you know.
Well, I mean, they shot.
That's different.
They shot
I'm talking about on a regular, like playing, like, I guess if you want to say playing Creighton basketball, the let it fly mentality, right? You know, pun intended.
Right,
you know?
Sure, yeah. But what you got to look at though is the way they play defense.
Right.
They play defense. So NC State really only had one go-to guy, right?
Right.
And he got his buckets.
Yeah.
But they held him to 37% from the floor. They held him to like 19% from 3.
Yeah.
They were forcing NC State to do all kinds of things they don't normally do.
Right.
And then they get to Baylor, and they kind of did the same thing. Baylor was out of their game, I'd say probably 5 minutes left in the first half.
Right.
I thought they looked like they were kind of out of it.
Yeah, me too. I agree. And I think it's
because of Creighton.
Yeah, I was about to say I think it's just due to like how Creighton runs and guns.
Yeah.
And they can keep that constant pace up no matter if they're on or off. Mm-hmm. Like Baylor didn't, like, they just couldn't keep up with that.
Yeah,
you know?
And they also, and this give credit to Mac for this, is that he was kind of getting a rotation going in that first half. So he was resting guys.
Right.
Farabello ended up having 21 minutes. The guy we'll talk to a little bit later here.
Big time.
He was using the bench, getting Kalkbrenner some rest. He got that second foul, getting some rest. And And, he just took care of them.
Yeah.
So when the game came down to the end,
Yep.
you could see Baylor kind of winded.
Yeah.
And remember, these are guys who played on a national championship team.
Right.
And Creighton was, for the most part, up anywhere from 9 to 15 for like 20 minutes.
So is it fair to say that Creighton is who they were supposed to be? I'm trying to say it in a funny way, but it's Creighton, that team in the preseason.
Well, say it like Dennis Green. They are who we thought they are.
There you go.
No, really, yeah. They are what I
Creighton.
think we looked at before the season and said, with the chances of them maybe being able to go 9 deep, right? We talked about 9 deep.
Right.
Going 9 deep, having the chance to be able to have some 4 legitimate shooters.
Yep.
Kalkbrenner being one of the best defensive players in the league and in
like
the country.
a difference maker, man.
And a guy who shot, 11 of 4. Like, if you're 11 of 14,
right,
you're having a really good game.
Yeah.
He also had 7 boards and 3 blocks against NC State, and he made them look bad against the rim at the rim.
Yeah.
So all that together, I think we all thought that they could be this team.
Yeah, to me, the way I see it, man, is every game that I've ever critiqued Creighton is only been Creighton critiques.
Sure.
It's like Creighton only was losing games.
Oh, because of themselves.
That's it, man.
Okay. I see that.
I didn't see it no other way the whole time.
It was that's no
why
one beating them.
That's why my accountability has always been on, man, that bench got to step up.
Yeah.
Or like, man, what's up with Trey? Like, he's been super consistent. That's a bad example. But like, the accountability from me, and I think to be real, has always been just thinking about what Creighton could have did or didn't do.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think like that year.
Well, they shot so well in the Baylor game. It didn't matter that I think they had 9 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, and Mac is a turnover. Like, he looked at turnovers before anything.
Yeah, so 9 turnovers in the first half.
Right.
And still had a lead at halftime and really fixed it at halftime.
Exactly.
Because total, they only ended up having 13 turnovers.
Exactly.
And Baylor only had 14 points off the turnovers.
Man.
So that shows you that even when they turned the ball over, they played well defensively.
That's good coaching, man.
Like Farabello had a turnover like about the 10-minute mark where coach kind of looked at him, pulled him out of the game, talked to him a little bit, put him back in the game. 6-minute or so mark, Farabello's on the break, and he could have pulled it out because that's what he got in trouble for earlier. He said no, he shot it. Made the big shot, kind of put the game out of range there with Nembhard coming right behind him and hitting 3 too.
When I seen that shot, I thought about myself against Northwestern. We was trying to it's like time and score. It's like you really shouldn't shoot it. But I shot that thing, man. Coach Mack was pissed. But I made it. It is what it is.
That's that. You've been at games before.
No.
Where everybody's like, oh yeah, everybody feels better about it. They cleaned up. They cleaned up the turnovers. 11 of 24 from 3. And I've always been this guy, and this is not the guy to be, but I am. You should never miss free throws.
Facts,
I was. This is really silly, but I was in 9th grade ball. Okay, I'm playing 9th grade basketball, and I get elbowed in the nose.
Dang.
And I'm like seeing stars. You know your eyes are watering.
I know what you mean. Ooh, you got elbowed,
right?
Yeah.
And the coach said to me, he's like, "You want to come out?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm just gonna shoot my free throws."
Yeah.
And I hit the 2 free throws. Went back to the bench. I remember nothing else about the game.
But you made them 2 free throws.
I believe you should be able to make free throws. They went 22 of 22.
Man.
They were Nick Balla, like the greatest free throw shooter in the history of Nebraska high school basketball. I think 68 in a row or something crazy like that. Man. But yeah, so they hit 22 of 22.
Yeah.
And you can't ask much more than the way they played.
Yeah.
So.
I can't wait to see how, because I feel like Princeton is trying to be Princeton is always going to be Princeton.
Sure. Oh yeah.
But they're trying to do a hybrid type offense of the style that they normally play.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally don't see Princeton getting Creighton off their game to play their style of basketball.
Well, if they turn the ball over the way they did against Baylor, Princeton, I bet, will be more efficient scoring.
They will. Because if Creighton turn it over, they're going to slow it down to half court. They're going to grind you until they score.
Here's the thing is they haven't played their best game.
That's true.
Princeton's best player, the big man, the 6'8" kid, he's played well in one game, but didn't play great. Their freshman, they have a freshman who's he's the Ivy League freshman of the year.
Yeah.
Played okay, not great. So they actually could play better.
Yeah.
But I agree with you because the problem that they're going to have is if Creighton plays the offense the way they want it, getting the ball to Kalkbrenner and then getting it out, so inside, outside. If they play that way, there's nothing Princeton can do against them. There's nothing. Now, on the other end, obviously, Creighton's going to have to.
Yeah, if you take them running gun threes, I feel like before you go inside out, they actually got a chance to control the tempo of the game. and make you play their style of play.
Yeah, I trust them that they're going to have good tape work.
Yep.
Coach Miller on defense and Coach Mack putting together offense and all the rest of those guys. Oh, and congratulations to Western Kentucky.
Oh,
Coach
yeah. Steve Lutz. That's my guy.
Congratulations to him.
Coach Lutz. And so, that's my guy.
I'm sure they'll be in the tape room figuring out what Princeton does, how to stop Princeton. But they couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah.
You could not ask for more. You go on the Sweet 16 playing a 15 seed.
Man.
And it's a 15 seed who you know what they're going to do.
And knowing Coach Mack, like, he's making sure nobody thinks that in that locker room.
Oh, you can't think that way. They were a 10-point favorite.
Right.
And as of when I looked before I left,
probably
here,
like
9.5. They were 9.5-point favorite. The total is about 140.
Man.
So if you think of it that way, so if you got 140, right, and Creighton's a 10-point favorite, they're anticipating, 80 to 60, something like that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Vegas is saying that they believe that Creighton's the better team, but it's a product of them being a 15 seed. It's a product of them being an Ivy League team.
You know why I don't trust Vegas all right now? Because my bracket has been busted since it started it.
Well,
everybody is losing.
But look at the teams that have lost, right?
Yeah.
So Purdue has got a reputation for doing this now.
Yep.
Kansas obviously won the national championship
last year.
I shouldn't have picked
Virginia.
But they've had years before.
Yeah.
And Virginia's got a reputation.
Right.
So this is crazy. So Virginia obviously was the first team to lose to a 16 seed in UMBC. Your second team to ever do it loses to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yep.
One man was at both games. Kevin Kugler, working for Westwood One, called the upset when University of Missouri or Maryland, Boston College, whatever, when they Baltimore County, when they won, he called that.
Man.
And then he was there calling the game with Fairleigh Dickinson beating up on Purdue. And Fairleigh Dickinson, the shortest team in college basketball, going against a team with Zach Edey. It's just, the whole thing is crazy, man.
The whole thing is crazy. Like, I look at my bracket, and I'm like, I'm one of those dudes where I'm not a sore loser, but I just be hoping people just lose.
Well,
man.
I'm one of those people. I try to pick upsets.
My bracket busted. I'm not an upset guy.
So I had in my Final Four, I had TCU, I had Texas, who still got a shot to be there. I took a run with a team from the Big East, but it was Marquette, not Creighton, and then Alabama to win it all.
I don't want to talk about my Final Four.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a break. We come back. We'll talk to the Creighton guard, and you really could say, out of everybody against Baylor, the guy who gave them points that they didn't expect.
For sure.
Francisco Farabello join us next here on the Let It Fly Show. All right, we're joined now by Creighton guard Francisco Farabello joining us here on the Let It Fly Show. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Argentina, but by way of Italy, is that right? You were little in Italy, and then when did you get to Argentina? How's that work?
So born in Argentina.
Okay.
All what I'm about to explain is because of my dad. My dad played 25 years professionally.
Right.
Born in Argentina. When I was 2, we moved 4 years in Italy in one city. No, before that, actually. We lived 6 months in Brazil.
Oh, nice.
And then we go 4 years in Italy, 1 year in Spain, another 6 in Italy.
Wow.
We go back to Argentina.
Dang.
My dad retires. And then by the age of 16, moved to Australia.
Oh, wow.
Australia, TCU, Creighton.
Do you speak any Portuguese?
No, but it's pretty similar to
Spanish.
Yeah.
Did you speak Italian?
I speak Italian.
Spanish and
English.
English, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So what is your so your first language is not English, right?
No, I grew up with my first language being Italian.
Yeah.
But now I haven't spoken in the last, I don't know.
So you rusty on it?
Yeah, there's this soccer player at Creighton that he plays soccer, and I tried to speak with him, and the English just comes out. So I've been struggling, but right now Spanish I'll say my first, and English is right there.
Yeah. Walk us through the scene in the locker room after beating Baylor. What was that like?
Oh my God! I mean, it was amazing. I said it even the day before our last practice. I was like, you guys were so close last year to make it to the Sweet 16. I was at TCU. We lost to Arizona in the second round.
That was a good game, by the way.
Yeah.
We lost in overtime to Arizona right there. Come on, let's do it. And I mean, that's when you realize that all the work that you put in is worth it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just enjoying it with your brothers and the rest of the stuff. It was incredible.
Yeah, I know. We definitely got to be on a Creighton tip. Got a game coming up Friday against Princeton, but kind of talk about TCU a little bit, your experience and time there or whatever. And
3 years there?
3 years.
Yeah, like what was it like for you there? Matter of fact, I was just telling Michael a bit earlier. So TCU has a player now, Jarrett Coles. They actually were in Omaha as a family, and I was friends with his dad.
Okay.
And so we keep contact. So, I kind of be pulling for TCU just because of my personal relationship, man.
Yeah.
And then I had a coach who also played for TCU named Mike Jones back in the day. But, like, for you now, like, what was it like at TCU for you, Like, how was your experience there?
I mean, it was great. I got nothing but love for TCU, like, great school. And, like, and Coach Miller was there.
Yeah.
Coach Ryan Miller was the actual guy that brought me to TCU.
For sure.
I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my first time living in America, and Fort Worth is a really nice city. It's really close to Dallas.
Yeah.
So I mean, I loved it. But yeah, I mean, at the end of last season, I was like, I need something different, and Coach Miller was the first one to contact me. So I was like, yeah, man, let's do it.
Besides the weather, what was the biggest difference between the two schools? I don't mean basketball-wise, but like the schools. What's the biggest difference between TCU and Creighton?
They pretty similar. Like they're both small schools,
private institutions.
Yeah, private institutions. They have a football team.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes it a little different. But
shout out to Max Duggan. Yeah.
But yeah, like I think they're pretty similar.
Yeah, for sure. What do you like about? What have you loved about Omaha? And kind of talk about your Creighton experience here before we even talk to the point we're at today.
Okay, so Omaha. I mean, I love that everybody is around Creighton basketball.
For sure.
I think it makes it so special,
Yeah,
like,
that everybody just love. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like there's no NBA teams close, no like NFL. I mean, Nebraska football is probably the closest thing, but
right.
Basketball-wise is unbelievable. Like playing in front of 17,000, 18,000 every game. It's something that I never experienced before, and I don't know if I'm going to experience it after Creighton too.
Man, yeah.
So I'm taking full advantage of it.
Man, that's real.
What would you say, like where were you when you first started playing organized basketball? We were talking about that travel you were doing with your dad, but when did you first start playing, Little League basketball?
I mean, so overseas, especially in Argentina, we play in clubs,
At the ages of like 6, 7, 8, or how old?
Yeah. I mean, you just like there is no really like you don't play for schools, you play more for clubs.
Okay.
But it starts being competitive by when you are under 13. So I would say that's probably when the age that I personally started like actually caring about winning and
right
and all that stuff.
So before that, you would just lose and wouldn't care. No, I'm just playing, bro. I'm just
not
playing.
really, but
I'm just playing.
I mean,
I'm just playing.
I always been like since I was little, like super competitive.
For sure.
Like I will play against my sisters. I have 2 sisters. Playing against them at whatever the games, and I always wanted to win. But I mean, basketball wise, I always tried to have fun, out there on the court. But then when I got to those competitions, like as I said, like under 13 and like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to win everything and wanted to be the best and
yeah. Who were some of your like inspirations on the NBA level growing up?
Okay. Tell me it's Manu Ginobili.
And even now.
Come on, it's gotta be Manu, right?
Like Kobe Bryant, bro. Kobe Bryant.
Okay. Michael Jordan.
Okay, I'm the GOAT debate. I'm a big MJ fan.
Come on,
I know you are.
Come on, man. Let's just cut this podcast right now. Yeah,
I'm a big MJ.
Me too.
I don't think there is anybody like him, and there's never gonna be.
Right. It's not. That's not even an opinion. It's a fact.
Yeah. Growing up, I really, really liked Ricky Rubio.
Rubio, yeah.
The Timberwolves.
He was around the same age as me.
Yeah, fun to watch.
Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
Man.
I mean, yeah.
He kind of inspired you and like to model your game after him a bit.
Yeah, like before coming to college and like even my freshman year at TCU, I was like really like running the point, like floor general, and then kind of developed this shooting ability.
Yeah,
it came like my sophomore and junior year. So I kind of moved to the 2 spot, but like I really like nice point guards that can pass. Like my dad was a great point guard. He was pretty tall he's 6'5".
Man,
he was a point guard.
That's right.
And he was a big fan
especially
of Magic.
like back then.
Yeah,
right.
He was a big fan of Magic Johnson. So
for sure.
Like passing ability, it was one of his favorite things. So yeah.
All right, yeah, that's tight.
That's pretty cool. I want to go back to the Baylor game. So there's about 11 minutes to go or so. You're trying to figure out You take a quick shot, you kill some clock. You had a turnover. You went to the bench. And you came back in, though. And you're kind of in the same situation, and you take the shot. Were there thoughts in your mind about pulling it out on the break? Or are you like, I'm shooting this? Because you'd already gotten you got pulled for like, a little turnover.
I remember. and Coach Matt made me remember, too.
I bet.
I mean, as soon as I got the ball, I said it's going up.
You're shooting it. There you go.
I'm with you, bro.
I said it's going up. I mean, Coach Mack and, like, even the rest of the coaching staff, like, they were like, do not even think about stop shooting the ball.
Nice.
Right.
And even more after making my first 2, like, they were like, you got to keep shooting. So as soon as I saw Art crossing half court and just passing it to me, I said, like, it's
I'm not pulling this out. I'm shooting it.
So, I mean, I just let it go, and it went in. So, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then Ryan, next time down, he has the corner one.
Yeah, like, we got to steal whatever. I end up with the ball. Yeah. And, like, I see he's wide open. And I just
it was lit. And
he was not pulling it out either.
No, he was not slowing down.
No.
So how has, like, the fandom been? I mean, like, to go this far, just the Creighton fans and how well they travel, like, has that hit you yet? Have you thought about, like, man, we're in Denver, it's deep. We're in New York, it's deep.
You're in Vegas.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yep.
Like, even Maui. Like, we went to Maui, and there was Creighton fans that didn't even have tickets for the actual games, and they were just, like, there in the hotel with us. Like, so, yeah, like, when they first told me that, like, Creighton people travels, like, I didn't even realize, like how big of a thing it is, and it's been unbelievable. Like, I think they're a big part of who we are, and like, even through some rough moments, they're there, and I love it.
Yeah, last couple minutes of any game feels like it lasts a half an hour, but the game against Baylor felt like an hour. The last few minutes, what was it like for you guys? I mean, you got the lead. They're doing reviews. You got stoppages. What was that last bit like?
I was like, let's just get over with. Man. Like, I just want to go to the locker room and celebrate. And then, I don't know, like, I kept saying and thinking, like, this is so unnecessary. The Baylor's travel, like, that they call with, like, 39 seconds to go, I'm like,
word.
There's no need. Like, nobody was going to complain about, like, to the ref if they called it or not. I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the game, too. So
for sure.
You got to handle it the right way.
How are you feeling physically? Because it looked like Baylor was pretty physical. Running through screens, banging you guys around. How you feel physically?
No, I mean, we knew they were gonna come at us, and I mean, I played 3 years in the Big 12, so I know
that's a physical conference, bro.
It's a super physical. So I mean, we feel fine. I think the like, game plan was to run. I don't think anybody in the Big 12 runs like the way we do. So
they plot a little bit.
Yeah. And I don't think they expected to be like that tempo for them.
Right. Y'all tempo is on a different level.
Yeah. And I think Princeton's going to see that too.
Yeah.
I know they don't see it.
I mean, they're going to try to slow us down.
They're going to try.
But, I mean, that's what we do. We run.
Exactly. It's like in your DNA. It's like y'all don't know how to run. Even when you're trying to slow it down, you end up running.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for that. Yeah. Kind of talking about Princeton, though, March Madness is all about a little bit of luck, a little bit of camaraderie, and playing at your best, So with that being said, kind of thinking about Princeton, how hard is it not to look past them, knowing that they are potentially a 15 Cinderella type team?
Yeah, I mean, that's when the mind games come in, You like we playing against a 15 seed, and you already start thinking you don't want to, but it happens. I think it's some like natural thing about like what the result of Alabama and San Diego State is gonna be, and like if we win down when we go to the Final Four. But then you gotta start like pushing yourself back and say like, listen, this guy beat number 2 Arizona, and number 7 Missouri, and like it's not an easy thing to do, and they did it back to back,
right?
So that's one thing that at least to me it just makes me think like, all right, like they for sure got some dudes, and like
they gotta be as good at some point.
Like I mean, they from what we've seen on film, they super solid, they're super disciplined. So like we gotta be ready.
It's not every team, but the majority of teams, you can guess who the leading scorer is going to be at the end of a game. Yeah, Cockburn get 31. and you had R2 get 30, which was the first time since like the 90s.
Since the 90s.
Two
The
different
90s.
leading scorers in the
For sure.
30s
Yep.
in a tournament. But you see, have Trey has games like that. Obviously, what's it like the versatility of the ability of you guys to score?
Anybody can get 30.
Yeah, I mean, we knew our starting five has an amazing offensive talent, so that kind of gives you like a little like someone is gonna go off tonight, you know.
right.
So
at least one. For
someone's
sure.
gonna get it going. But I mean, like we were talking about it before. I was saying like when we share the ball, we pass the ball, we make shots. Like it gets pretty fun out there.
Yeah, it's fun to watch too, bro.
I was telling him the game against NC State, you made 29 buckets. 15 of them were off assists.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't see that a lot where it's over 50% of the assist buckets.
No, when the ball moves, I think we're really, really hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a senior.
Yeah.
Do you have ability to have another year
I have one more.
Right.
I was about to say you're going to play that year, right?
Yeah. Because you didn't walk in senior day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so kind of talk about Baylor Shireman. This is last year, man. What does it mean to you to have him as a teammate, and what do you think you'll miss about him aside from basketball? You know, the more we talk to you guys, the more y'all all talk about each other. It's like a brotherhood, man.
Yeah,
like,
family.
like you know, I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like it can be over like that.
Yeah.
You know, so kind of like about him, like.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
you guys can see it on the court. Like he's an amazing player. Like to be honest, I didn't really know him until he committed to Creighton.
Word.
I mean, as soon as I like the first practice, you can tell like the dude is a baller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The dude is a baller. But I mean, off the court, like he's my roommate.
Oh, okay.
He's my roommate.
All right, I didn't know that.
And we kind of have like the same schedule. So out of the 24 hours of the day, we're probably together like at least 15.
Dang.
So yeah, I mean, super close. Like we came in as we were the only two transfers, so we were in the same situation. And we were living together. So as soon as I got on campus, like he like we got really, really close. So and yeah, like as you said, like it can be done like that. And so I'm just trying to enjoy my time with him, you know.
Yeah, man.
You've lived and played in some of the greatest food places in the world.
I know.
How's Omaha food wise?
It's okay. I'm not really a person.
So, you're not a foodie then?
No,
Because I mean, Italy's
I like to eat and I like food, but I'm not really a guy that goes out and explores and sit down to restaurants.
Oh, okay,
So,
all right.
I'm not.
What do you like? What do you like to eat?
Man, he out here living his life like a college kid, bro. I feel you.
I mean, I lived in Italy.
Yeah.
And pizza.
Still pizza, still pie. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Is your favorite place here?
No, as I said, like
You like Sicilian though, like
man,
that style.
his mind is
Yeah.
Princeton.
Okay,
Like,
I understand.
I really don't even eat, to be honest. Matt got to call me and tell me to eat.
He eats basketball. You had a chance to look at a little bit of Princeton. What have you guys seen so far? I know it's still early.
Yeah, I mean, super solid team. They shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah, they do.
They shot 25 against Arizona, and they shot
Yeah.
33 against Missouri.
Yeah.
So not letting him shoot is gonna probably be one of our goals. And yeah, I mean, super solid defensively. They're more physical and athletic than what they look.
Yes.
Yeah.
As I said before, we just gotta be ready.
Yeah. How is this for your parents, your sisters, your family? Like,
Talking about my family, I saw my mom and my two sisters came to New York.
Oh, nice.
For the Big East tournament.
Yeah.
I didn't before that tournament. I haven't seen my older sister for 4 years, so it was the first time.
wow.
And then for all of them,
Did you cry?
No, I didn't. She got a little emotional. I didn't.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a
But
man
I mean,
now.
the thing is, like nowadays with like FaceTime and stuff.
Oh,
like,
sure.
right,
So y'all
yeah.
talk, but you
Yeah.
ain't physically seen her.
exactly.
That's
4 years,
heavy
wow.
though, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the first time that my family, at least my mom and my two sisters, got to see me playing live in college, and I'm
wow.
a senior, so it was pretty special, and even more in New York at the Madison, which is like a completely.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What's some of your what's your most memorable, aside from the NCAA tournament, what's your most memorable basketball moment for you?
Like me playing or
You playing?
That's a good question. I've never been asked that. I mean, like this past week, making it to Sweet 16, I think it is up there.
It's gotta
Like,
be.
I respect that.
like here in America, like sometimes people, and especially internationally, people don't get how hard it is.
Yeah. You're
Like,
right.
They have no idea how hard it is. First of all, to make the tournament. Right?
Yeah.
Out of the other day, I was seeing there are 358 teams eligible for the NCAA.
That's right.
So first of all, making it to the March Madness is already like a successful thing.
Yeah.
But then winning 2 games and making it to the top 16, like that, I feel it's up there. It has to be up there.
Then you think about all the practices.
Yeah.
And man, the tour days.
Yeah.
Like I feel you on
All
that.
the lifts and like rushing after class and going straight to practice and then study hall and then getting on the plane.
Yeah.
It makes it worth it.
I know. Yeah. Are you scared of turbulence?
Yes.
Me too, man.
Yes.
I feel you.
I used to. When I was younger, I've been all over
traveled
the place.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And younger, never been scared. But I guess now that I grew up and
Me too. Like I just woke up one day and I was like, wait a minute, I'm in the air flying and it's shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same.
My hands get all sweaty as soon as the plane starts moving, and like my teammates start making fun of me.
Me too. When I play,
I'm 53. I hope that never happens to me.
Yeah,
I hope that never happens.
I'm not going to say the joke I want to say, but man, they better quit laughing.
Yeah,
they better quit laughing. You already know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, that's no doubt. Last thing before we let you go. Now. I'm sorry, what's his name?
Xander.
Xander did a video or did a little story of you, right? Yeah. Kind of how did that end up happening? How did you end up putting that together?
He a legend.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. Hey, come here, man. Come here, man. Let the camera guy see your face.
How long was the video?
Come here, bro.
I watched it. Was it like 7 minutes?
Yeah. Hold on.
It was like 7 minutes. So Xander put together this video of you. How did that all come about?
So I think we were in study hall together with our academic person, Megan.
Yeah.
And whatever, he asked like another of like our teammates. He was like, "Hey, like I'm trying to do this video for this class that I gotta do," but he said no, whatever. So I was just sitting there, and he asked me. He was like, "Would you let me do it?" And I was like, "I mean, sure. Like, why not? Like, I'm just trying to help him out."
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be what it actually was, and it was just ended up being amazing.
How'd you get all the kid stuff? Did he get it from his parents or?
Yeah, just websites and his parents.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to do it for class. Initially, I asked Ryan Gochburner.
Oh, he said no.
He said no. He bailed on me.
Yeah.
And so I asked Bello. Honestly, that's how we got a lot closer because I didn't really it was like towards the beginning of the season.
Sure.
So we weren't as close as we were. So I was just like, hey, can I do a documentary on you? And then I found out all this stuff about him and then how he had like something was wrong with his heart or something.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Look
that.
at you.
Man.
Stuff like that. Because he doesn't boast about himself a lot, but he's been through a lot. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, where can people find it if they're looking for it?
It's on my Instagram at z.shot.it.
Say it again.
z.shot.it.
Okay, and you can find it there.
Yeah, you can find it there. I
The
have it
documentary,
pinned.
The Life of Francisco Farabello.
It's pretty cool.
Nice. Awesome. Appreciate it, Xander. Yep. Well, man, we appreciate you taking the time and coming in straight from practice. And,
for sure.
And obviously, good luck this weekend, man. It's gonna be. I can't imagine how it's gonna be rocking in Louisville.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah. The heart problems. You know, I had heart problems too, right?
Okay.
I had 3 open heart surgeries.
Wow.
When I played at Creighton, I actually passed out on a court against Nebraska at Nebraska. And I ended up having ablation. I got a valve replacement.
Okay.
But with you, man, what type of heart issues you got?
So, got COVID. It was during the COVID times. It was back 2021.
Yeah.
Dang, it's recent.
2021.
Yeah.
Whatever. I had COVID and I was super sick. It was probably the worst week of my life of how I felt. And then, I mean, thanks to the NCAA that they made us do all these protocols to come back after you test positive, right? And whatever, I did the first studies, and like my athletic trainer at TCU, he was like, well, like we're gonna have to do some more because like there's something that is not right. All right, like I didn't even think that it was gonna be what it ended up doing. So whatever, I do more studies, and same thing, like, well, there's something that is not right. Like we gotta keep digging. digging. So basically what happened, like during COVID, like my heart got so tired of fighting the virus that the left ventricle decreased the functioning by like 20%.
Oh, wow.
So that was during my sophomore year at TCU, and like the cardiologist was like, it was after 9 games too. 9 games, and he was like, you're done for the season.
Right.
Man.
And it happened everything like the kid from Florida that was at K-State.
Oh,
K-State now.
Like
like
passed
it was
out.
it was like a week after that.
Yeah.
And like he was like, we don't want anything like that happening to you. So
yeah.
I mean, it was rough because I had to sit out the rest of the season. But
What was the procedure? Was it like an ablation?
I just had to
rest.
I was on medication and just rest.
Had to rest.
So deconditioning your heart.
They got back to you.
right. No, I know all about the heart, man.
It's crazy,
man. But yeah, I not to try to end on a bad note.
No, he's healthy now.
It's
feeling good.
part of the journey.
I just personally asked because that ended my career at Creighton was my heart issue. So
yeah, I mean, okay, the cardiologist, he said, like, you're done for the season, but, I mean, it's on you. And I said, listen, I want to have a long career, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to chill.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so.
Respect, bro.
Oh, man, we appreciate
Congrats,
it,
man.
Thanks very much. And good luck
Xander,
this week. Bench mob,
you.
man. We need a bench mob to contribute.
Come on,
big
man.
bench mob.
That's the key to the win.
Hey, what?
Yeah, the bench mob.
Bench mob. 21 minutes,
Sharif,
9 points.
You want me to keep naming all y'all on the bench?
The bench mob,
Y'all
man.
got to come in the game and ball if y'all want to win.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
We represent
mob,
the bench
man.
mob, man.
We'll try.
All right.
We're going to give it all. Trust me.
Francisco Farabello, we appreciate it, man.
Oh, good.
All right, thanks to Francisco Farabello for joining us
Appreciate it.
and chatting up. And now you go on to Princeton. We've mentioned, a couple times, 15 seed. So this is a good team that won.
Yeah.
The Ivy League. Couple big wins in their tournament, win that. But like I mentioned, they hadn't played. It was hard to say. I don't think anybody except for maybe friends and family could honestly say they thought they'd beat Arizona.
Oh, 100%.
Because a lot of times you can go back and you can look and say, okay, who'd they play?
Right.
This kind of gives us an idea. So that the best teams they played all year in their non-conference, they played Drexel, 198th in Ken Palm. They played Army, 249th in Ken Palm, and Marist, 276. I mentioned before Francisco's interview, Iona was the best team they played, and they were 78th.
Man.
And they lost by 6. They led by 2 at halftime. But you're talking about a team that just didn't have the resume to make you think, well, they'll put, have a chance to go on a run.
Yeah.
And hold a team like Arizona with all that talent to the 50s.
I was shocked, man.
Oh, I'll tell you, I bet
was
that
shocked.
game. I bet that game. Hello, FanDuel. I bet that game. And that was a game where I said, out of all of the 15 seeds, I thought they had the best chance of covering the big number.
Man.
I really did.
Yeah.
Because Princeton didn't have the resume to make you think that they could win the game or even keep it close. But they did.
I mean, it was backdoor cuts.
Over and over.
It's like, man, Arizona, you that undisciplined?
Every time Arizona got it to like 6 or 7, boom, boom, it was 2.
Yes.
And then they're like, well, let me get a couple. They'll get a couple threes or they'll get a shot in, and then boom, it was back to 2 again.
Right.
And then once they got the lead, Princeton got the lead, you're like, they look more confident than Arizona did.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a catch-22 playing against a team like Princeton. It's one of those things where if you try to defend their action, you can easily get caught up.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not going to do nothing but keep grinding until they get what they want. Yeah. They're so disciplined.
You can't overplay them.
Right.
Because they're constantly trying to back
exactly.
you. Yeah, you can't
but
overplay
if you could stay there, it's almost like stay disciplined against their style, score lower points and try to beat them, or try to just fly around, play your game.
You got to get them out of it.
Yeah.
You got to get them out of their style. You got to get them out of their style. And if Creighton plays like they've been playing, they will. They will get them out of the style.
And I'm looking at, like, as I'm sitting here looking on my phone at, like, their leaders in points, 14, 12, 10, 8, 8, 5. Yeah. It's kind of like these buckets don't look like nothing more than points scored inside of a facilitated offense.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I mean, they're very disciplined, man.
Their leading scorer is Tosan Iwama.
Right.
And he is a good athlete. He's back-to-back Ivy League Player of the Year. You mentioned 14.8 a game.
Yep.
But here's the crazy part about it.
But he don't shoot it well.
But look at his assists.
I know. 5 assists, basically.
He's 5 assists a game. Yeah. He led the Ivy League.
Right.
At kind of a power forward position.
Yeah.
In assists.
Man.
So that shows you what he does.
Yeah, it's like
he's a facilitator.
It's like, you know how they say styles make fights? Systems make players.
Yeah.
I think that, like, a great example is my brother Doug McDermott. Like, I don't even think it's about playing for his dad. I think it was more so about the system that he had allowed him to bring the best out of who he was when he played in college. Sure. And he perfected that. And I think that's exactly what this brother did here.
He is doing things assist-wise that you just don't see from that position.
Exactly.
Unless you're talking, like Wilt Chamberlain as a center decided one year he was going to lead the league in assists, and he did.
Right.
Because he just kept distributing. This is what this kid does.
Right.
But he hit 15 versus Arizona to lead him, but only 9 versus Missouri.
Yep.
They beat up on Missouri, kicked their ass.
Yeah.
And their best player had 9 points.
Factually. And everybody else, it obviously looks like the offense offense runs through him.
Yep.
It's crazy how like a team like Princeton win and you got to go do all your homework.
Got to go do research.
I haven't even did enough research.
Ryan Langborn is their second leading scorer at 12.3, and then Matt Alacoco is 10.8 points. I'm sure I mispronounced both those names.
Right.
But they average 75 points a game.
Yeah.
45% shooting from the floor, just under 34% from three. Pretty good free throw shooters, 71.4.
Yeah.
And they out-rebound the teams they play.
You can't fall in love with how many points a team scores because
No.
Who averaged 88 points? I forgot one of these teams averaged 88 points coming into the tournament, and that's why I picked them because I thought they would run somebody off.
Houston?
It might have been Houston. I don't remember.
Houston scores a ton.
I'm gonna double back.
Yeah,
Next time we on, I'm gonna have that.
They score a ton.
But I say that to say it's all about like styles making fights. The points really don't matter. Like Princeton is really a bad matchup for people.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
I just don't think there'll be enough.
Well, and I grew up a Syracuse fan.
Yeah.
And always talked about the fact that you'll play all year.
Yeah.
And you may see one team play 2-3 zone against you.
Right.
You get in a tournament. Now this is nice because you get this long time to be able to prepare for this team. They don't play till Friday 8:00.
Right.
So they'll be ready to go. But like with Syracuse, teams
Right.
wouldn't be able to adjust because they hadn't played it all year.
Exactly.
You don't see teams. This is from Rob Anderson, stat master Rob Anderson.
Yeah.
Creighton is 1-0 against Princeton all time.
Well,
December 29th, 1961.
yeah.
They beat Princeton 63-54. It was the second largest at the time home crowd at Creighton ever had. It was 6,117.
Wow.
Paul Silas led Creighton in scoring with 17 points and 18 rebounds.
Dang.
Still one of the greatest rebounders in college basketball history. But filed out with 9:37 left.
Wow.
Early on, Ed Hubbard had 16 and 9 for Creighton.
Yeah.
And then Princeton had 21 points from Al Camerlaren, who ended up becoming like a senator or something like that.
Yeah.
You would expect that coming from Princeton. But we mentioned common opponent, Creighton. Lost to Arizona in a great game, one of the best games all season, 81-79.
Oh, it was fun.
And then Princeton beat Arizona 59-55. San Diego State, Alabama, winner of Creighton and Princeton gets that team. If Creighton is sitting there on Sunday,
who do they want to play? Obviously.
Well,
like,
if San Diego State can upset Alabama, you got to be pretty happy about that. That's it's a 7.5 point line,
Yeah.
and San Diego State, the Aztecs all year long have been kind of struggling with their offense, right? Pretty good defensive team. They figured it out the first two games.
Yeah.
They surprised me.
My prediction about that game is this.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Alabama's best player is so young that I think with the stakes that high, I think that a rope, shout out to Omaha.
Yeah.
I just think
had a great block that night.
I think the experience of San Diego State is going to keep it close and pull off the upset.
That's possible. The first game Alabama played in the tournament, I don't think Brandon Miller scored.
Yes.
So, he was kind of banged up. They kept him on the bench.
Yep.
Obviously, they have the issues with what happened with him off the court, but they're just so talented, though.
I'm telling you.
They're a really
they
talented
are.
team.
It's almost like it's a bunch of like lottery pick guys.
That's what it looks
that
like.
are gelling.
That's what it looks like.
But who to me is kind of like the team to watch, the team to us. I'm not talking about Creighton.
Yeah.
Tennessee look like they got a G League team. Tennessee has a G League team.
So Tennessee in the first game,
they got a G League
they don't
team.
play well, and they squeeze by and get the win.
Yeah.
Then they turn around and beat a team in Duke who was inconsistent all year long, and now everybody's like, now they're on Tennessee. I don't know if they've proven enough. I don't know. We'll see. I watched the first game. I thought they were going to lose.
Could we see a Creighton Tennessee national championship game?
Championship game. That'd be crazy. Special thanks to Pat Safford, of course, from Herd At.
Thank you, Pat.
Phil McLean, always booking.
My guy.
Francisco Farabello joining us as well.
Thanks for praying for me, bro.
You guys are you going to Louisville, right?
Nah, I got work to do.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna chime in. We're gonna
try to have some social media
video
stuff for the show.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go.
Next week, we might be doing a Final Four preview show.
All right.
Next week. It's certainly a possibility. It can certainly happen.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. We also want to thank Ryan Miller as well for helping us out with everything as well. Hopefully we'll be back next week, as I mentioned, with the final. If nothing else, we're wrapping the season up.
Yeah.
That's what we'll be doing, as always. Always reminder, Omaha Steaks, a great gift and a great gift card to give people as well. Josh, take us away.
It's Josh Jones on behalf of my man Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's the Let It Fly Show.